more laps.
Life's gotta make
10 more laps.
and a win stakes.
10 more laps.
And it's fun to make
10 more laps to go. My 66 model has been raring to go. I worked a lot of hours getting her ready to go, fixing up the engine so she won't blow. I'll be a winner, I know. 10 more laps.
Life's gotta make
10 more laps.
and a win stakes.
10 more laps.
And it's fun to make
10 more laps to go. I was running way ahead of all the other cars. I was doing fine and everything was good so far. Track was getting hotter with the melting of the tar. 10 more laps to go. 10 more laps.
Life's gotta make
10 more laps.
and a win stakes.
10 more laps.
And it's fun.
Hello, welcome to Paul's Place. Got an interesting one fast hour this afternoon to get this program off and running. As I've said in numerous times on this program, it's the fastest 1 hour you'll ever sit and watch with no commercials. And you won't believe some of the stuff you hear. But record it if you may, because sometime it might come back to haunt you. I'll give you a quick introduction of my guest today. And we're going to talk about Roger Sunoco. On my far left over there is a gentleman by the name of Lee Heath. Lee, he was around Roger Sunoco probably for 10 or 15 or 20 years or whatever.
Grew up down there.
From the time the thing was built till they tore it down.
Just about.
Yeah. Next to him is Dave Perry. Dave was around there also. Shoveled a lot of snow in the wintertime, swept the driveway in the summertime.
About that.
Yeah. Rocky Fisher. Rocky, somehow you've been involved all the way around. It's been an interesting, I don't know, tour down through life of what we did there. Like I say, it was something a little bit different in that respect. Myself, I was around Roger Sunoco before he was down on Pontiac Street, so we'll get into that later on this morning. To my left is John Stump. John's mother and Jenny, Roger's wife, were sisters.
Correct.
Yeah.
My dad had a tool shop across the street from Roger Sunoco.
Yeah.
So I kind of lived down there too.
Jim Robinson, I don't know how you got there.
Mills, Jim Mills.
Jim Mills.
Yeah.
Jim Mills. Tom on the other end.
Oh, just hanging out. Hot rods and
You worked for him? Or
part-time, yeah,
part-time?
sure did.
Okay. Smiley, I don't know, Tom Robinson, Smiley as we called him. I don't know why we call him Smiley, because
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
It sure has been a nice journey.
Yeah.
We sure had a good time at Roger Sunoco. And I'll tell you, we all worked together and we all had a wonderful time down there.
Yeah.
You couldn't speak for a better guy. Roger was wonderful.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he
was.
was.
He was one of the best people that any one of us in this room talk about friends through life. Roger had to be number one.
Yeah.
He was a friend to anybody and everybody. If I've seen him already, he didn't even know the person, and they asked for assistance and give it
Yes.
to him. He was that kind of a
He
guy.
was that type of person. Yes, he was. Do
like I
anything
s-
for you.
yeah.
Do anything for you.
Like I say, when I first met Roger, it was right after WW2. Roger ran around with Mickey Potter. Mickey was always going to go to Indianapolis. He was always going to drive an Indy car. Closest he ever got to it was driving one of Granatelli's Granker engines in a flathead Ford. But Mickey always had ambitions to go that way, and that's where I first met Roger. And it was, I'm going to say 1945, 46, 47, right in through there. And that was at a Sunoco station it was bordered by Clinton Street on the west side and Lafayette Street on the east side. And I lived across the street in the 4200 block. The lot is still there where the old station used to be. It's a used car lot now. But it was the Sunoco station and Ormson's house, and then a sheet metal shop, and then Auding's Marathon station on the point. all that was in that area now that is a used car lot. And then Basil McCoy had a standard station on the other corner. Back in them days, you had a filling station on every corner whether you needed it or not.
In that particular one, there was 2.
Yeah, and gas was 15 to 18 cents a gallon. Really dates.
So much for that. That goes back a long way, don't it?
Yeah. And anyway, we're here today to, I don't know, we had a breakfast here. How long has that been? About a month ago, 6 weeks ago?
6 weeks ago.
Rocky had us all out at Post 82 and took us out for breakfast, and we got together and talked about Roger Sunoco and everything. And now, September the 9th, they're going to induct Roger into the Bearfield Hall of Fame, and I guess that's what we're here to talk about. Roger was a firm believer in flathead Fords forever, and I think we all been involved with a flathead Ford somewhere in our life. We'll start with you, Lee. Lee, you've been around.
My dad used to come down there looking for me. Spent more time down there than I did home. Loved it down there.
Yeah.
Always something going on.
Yeah, but that's where kids today don't have the brakes we had back then. I'd hate to be a kid today
By the
because,
time I got out of there, I could do tune-ups, brake jobs, just about anything on a car.
yeah,
I mean, he'd let you know. I mean, he'd let you go with it.
yeah,
I was able to pay him back after he moved to Florida.
yeah,
Got that station down there, was on Highway 50.
Yeah.
yeah,
Said the stations on both sides of them were doing auto air. And if you knew Roger, he wasn't much one to go to school for anything. He hated pay. I don't think he ever paid me a check. Always cash.
yeah.
And he called me up, wanted me to come down there, get him going on that. And got down there, and that station down there was different than Pontiac Street. I mean, his wife was in there taking care of things. And
Yeah.
2 youngest boys were around there. They were actually helping him. And
But they still had a menagerie.
oh yeah. You had Krakauer. Yeah.
You had all kinds of people coming in down there.
He had a rooster down there.
Oh yeah, and they had horses in the back, and oh my goodness.
Well, they had some
What?
kind of a place where the kids run motorcycles.
Motorcycles in the back.
And
He had
Dune buggies, you could run dune buggies down there too. Remember the dune buggies?
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got him set up with his tools, his gauges, leak detectors, had everything free on. And he wanted me to call some auto dealership, auto place down there, and sold those little 12-pound cans. I said, nah, we'll go to refrigeration wholesale and get a 50-pounder. And he said, Jesus, criminy, what am I going to do all that free on? I said, well, we'll just see what happens. Got back from the Freon run, he had 2 cars already in the driveway, ready to charge.
Yeah.
And did about 4 more that day. And the next day we did about 7 or 8 of them. By that time he was pretty well tuned in. He could do it. I mean, he didn't need me anymore. And that Saturday, I think, did over 12 of them at $15 a piece. And he just kept complaining that was too much money. I said, well, guys on both sides of you charging 15, why shouldn't you? You know? Nah, it's not fair. Not right. And I got
Too
rid-
easy, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was. I mean, he only had like a couple bucks in the Freon. Took you about 15 minutes. He thought that was stealing.
Yeah.
But I got ready to leave, and he wanted to pay me for my time, my room bills, gas getting down there, the Freon, everything. And when I explained to him what he did for me all those years, and I wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
He kind of figured it out. That was. Remember, a couple weeks later, I called down there, and he was already on the 2nd tank of Freon that he was going to last forever. And I just asked him how things were going. He said, "Fine." He says, I still think I'm charging too much." He's still complaining about
Making money.
making money.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was an interesting trip with, I don't know, he started that station, I think, on Pontiac Street in 1953. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was about
Was, because I remember,
them pennies.
those, yeah, little aluminum thing that said 1953 or
Yeah.
October.
I've still
or
got
something
some of them somewhere at the house. there were a lot of giveaways back in them days. Today are worth not a fortune, and you'd never get rich at it. But them little Sunoco banks that they, used to pass out, stuff like that. Those are all collector's items. They'll bring $10, $12 in an antique
Yeah,
sale.
I'm sure they will. Most anything brings dollars at an antique sale these days.
So, Dave, you were down there scrubbing floors, and remember we'd work a lot. Somebody would work outside, somebody would work inside, and my brother and he ran around with Bob Harper. He died of cancer. Worked GE. What was his name?
Gil Baker?
Huh?
Gil Baker.
Gil Baker. Yeah.
I worked
Gil.
with Gil.
Gil was always the bookkeeper.
Yeah.
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 He'd check out at
Gil
night.
would go out and pump any gas. You had to,
Yeah.
if you worked with him, you did all the pumping.
And
Right.
you had to run
Yeah,
out
he was
there.
always on the books. So I only worked down there part-time.
Yeah.
That's all I ever did was
And,
in evenings.
and then in the wintertime, that driveway was, 5 miles long?
Oh, I think so. Shallow. They had that old Bradley snowplow thing like too.
You had to walk behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it snows that deep, it's
There was no place to put the snow.
yeah. That was
That was because you had a Pontiac Street on the south side, and John Street on the left, and you had the alley going back to the Skyway on the other side. There was no place to put the snow. The only thing you could do is put it in the driveway, or in the parking
snag
lot.
it up somewhere.
And they didn't have snow blowers back then.
no.
But I can remember we used to use the old shovels, go around the
Yeah.
pumps and everything and shovel that thing out. And,
A lot of times you had to push them in off the street so they could get gas, and after you gassed them up, you had to push them back out.
Yeah, when driveway went down, there could be a lot of snow and hard to
Yeah.
get in. I started hanging out down there at Rogers. I was 15 years old, and it was summertime. I turned 16 in September, and about December he put me to work. I just scrubbed floors and would stock the shelves, the
Yeah.
oil, and try to pump some gas and learn, and then finally I broke into doing stuff like tune-ups, brake jobs.
on Saturdays, you used to wash cars all day Saturday.
day long.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
Uh,
Saturday
and
was the worst
people
day.
worked. It was a different
Saturday was
life
the worst
back
day.
then. People worked in the factories back then, and they get paid on Friday night. And that was another thing. Roger used to carry an arsenal of money on
Oh.
Saturday.
$1,000
Cash everybody's
Yeah.
checks. Dollars of cash everybody's checking. What?
Yeah.
Everyone did,
Guys come in from the
Yeah, well, at least I
harvester
wonder
and
if he
stuff.
didn't get robbed. Yeah, I mean, people knew, but I can't remember. He's not a. Do you ever remember anything? Ever?
No, it
No.
was never.
No,
I don't ever remember.
No.
I don't ever remember.
Like, boy, he
I
sure
did that.
carried a bunch of
Oh,
cash.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he carried. I'd say one night I know we had over 5,000.
Yeah.
When he bailed you all out of jail, he had cash on him, too.
Yeah, I know he
was a
had a
bank
lot. Huh?
They thought he was a bank robber.
He'd always say, well, we got to get the bank. This is Friday. We got to get the bank. The people be coming in with their checks here for long. We got to get that. Friday
get
night,
them checks cashed.
Seemed
Yeah.
like that station just
Yeah.
came alive with all
Yeah.
the people that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, there was just so
Yeah.
many people on that station. You couldn't even squeeze into the.
People come in there
Yeah.
because some of them charged their gas through the week, and then
Yeah,
they would
they come in to
on.
pay.
Yeah, they come in,
Right.
cash your check, and
You
pay their
go
bill.
through that
Pay their bills,
shoebox.
Yeah, that shoebox that he had under the counter.
Yeah.
And then the guy who was going to pay the bill would go find it, pull it out, and go pay it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would, sometimes they wouldn't. But
Yeah.
I think they kind of got him in trouble after a while,
Yeah.
financially.
But whatever. Nah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, sometimes I heard complaints that he might have had about $10,000 worth of money sitting in that shoebox that never got paid for. But
That
yeah,
could be.
We told one guy down there had a bill.
Those were,
He wasn't going to charge down there anymore because he wasn't paying his bill, and he's the one that's going to go shop somewhere else.
yeah,
He used to,
right.
if
Guess I don't have to pay this bill, do I?
yeah, if somebody wouldn't pay their bill, somebody would come in and say, like, I have $2, and he'd say, oh, go ahead. And they said, what'd you do that for? I said, that's the easiest way to get rid of it. They'll never be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him $2 on the gas and let him go.
Yeah, that's true.
Roger used to hide, too.
Yeah.
He'd go hide in the back room and have you deal with somebody. He didn't want to get bid on.
Well, that was
Yeah.
his nature, though. Yeah, I can never, only, if you said something bad about some guy, the worst he could say is the guy's a little flaky.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't go any lower than that.
Yeah.
I never heard Roger ever say anything bad about anybody.
That's what I mean.
That
Yeah,
was the
he-
type of person Roger was.
Boy, that guy,
Roger
he'd
was,
say, boy, that guy's
He never said
flaky.
anything
That's
bad
about as
about
low as it could go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just like,
Yeah.
like you're saying, if he went to hide someplace, he didn't want to say no. He didn't
Yeah.
tell,
Yeah.
turn somebody down.
Yeah.
That's his nature.
That's true.
He
Yeah.
made a rather derogatory remark to me one time. I was working for one of his competitors down the street at the marathon station. And I came in, I had a marathon shirt on, they looked at me, he says, "Get out of here, you marathon-looking muskrat."
Well, I had a marathon station at the same time down there at Pontiac, or down there at Hannah and Rudis.
Oh, okay.
And we'd go to lunch, and we'd meet over there. There used to be a restaurant over there on Oxford Street we'd all get together in. And then there was a restaurant just 2 doors west of the station there, a little restaurant.
Yes. Yeah, Burford's.
Burford's.
Yeah, Burford's.
Burford's.
Yeah.
Barriers,
Yeah,
one time it
Burford.
was Barriers and Burford's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'd stop in there for lunch. And then, I don't know, one time there was a restaurant over there just across the street from the Rialto Theater on the south side of
Alpine.
Alpine,
Yeah,
Alpine Grill, or Wayne Gifts, I think it was to begin with.
Maybe.
And Mickey Potter was with him. And we ordered sandwiches and everything, and we got to talking about something, and I got Mickey to laughing. And Mickey Potter laughed so hard he couldn't eat his sandwich. Finally, they wrapped it up, and we left there. He was still laughing when he walked out of the place. But he was. Mick worked for a muffler company, Midas.
Midas.
Midas. And,
That was right before he got sick, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because he used to help us on the race cars down at Rogers.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he couldn't
Yeah.
do much, really, but
You mean
Well,
when he
always
was
down there.
sick?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
so frail.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
didn't, he didn't weigh hardly anything. He probably
Yeah.
went down to about 100 pounds or something.
I think you
Yeah,
got something
yeah,
here
Mickey, yeah.
of his.
Go ahead, Mother.
Okay. This is a trophy from the Fort Wayne Racing Association, car number 33. He was 10th in the owner points, 1955.
That's when Mickey
Roger
drove.
Sunoco.
Mickey
That's
drove
Mickey
it.
drove it. And this has got the old coupe on it, and it looks like it's it's not plastic, but
Kind of imitation marble.
yeah, imitation marble. It's cleaned up. This you say we're going to put in the museum?
Yeah,
up
we'll
there?
get that cleaned up and get it in
Get her
there.
cleaned up and get it in the museum up there. But this is, I'll pass it around here. Rocky brought that in.
I'm not too sure you want to clean it, Rocky.
You know?
No, most antiquers would say that's patina and just
Yeah.
leave it alone.
Yeah,
They call it what?
Patina.
patina.
Patina?
Yeah.
Patina.
Just age. Just like we are.
You know,
Well,
Certainly not.
there's some patina here today,
Yeah.
I'll tell
There's a
you.
little patina. Well, most of us here today.
That's 10 years newer, so that's a lot better shape, but then it's not made the same, you know.
Still the same coupe or
Yeah,
something.
similar.
At least has a coupe on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in them days, that's all
That's
they used.
what you
in-
run.
Yeah, this one of mine in 60, that's got
Yeah.
the coupe on it.
Sure does.
But,
we're not talking
I
about,
guess the trophy people, didn't know when they made these trophies that they didn't run these fender skirts on the back.
Yeah.
well, that was for looks. Maybe those were for the ones for the custom shows
could be.
that Lipke used to put on. But Rogers Sunoco was, I don't know, a gathering place for everybody.
anything that happened there.
Yeah. And
Wasn't you the one that shut off Joe Pyle's gas cock that time?
I could have.
I think it was you. What would we call him, Clubfoot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in there washing his car one time, going on a date, and you shut his fuel cock off.
Yeah.
He didn't even know he had one above the rear wheel. Pyle takes off, goes about 2 blocks down the road, and quit. Pushes it back in, figures the fuel pump's bad, puts a pump on it. While he's washing up, you turn the cock back on. Or turned it back off. You had it back on so he could run it.
Yeah.
And I'd be darned if you didn't shut it off again. He took off down the road and that thing quit again. And there was a guy fit to be tied. I don't know if he did it the 3rd time or not, but I think he'd have killed you if you did.
Well, he's
No.
watching this show and he still might kill him.
Yeah. I haven't seen Joe Pyle for.
I haven't either.
I heard he lives in Florida. I know he retired
maybe.
from Zollner.
Yeah,
Did he?
yeah, he did retire. I
think-
heard that.
I've
yeah.
heard that he moved
We
to
had
Florida.
some good times in there.
Oh, yeah.
Some of
Yeah.
that stuff. Roger, it was after I had had my station over there. We were talking about this before the show went on. That Ford that he had that ran on 7 cylinders all the
Yeah.
I
time.
had a wood
yeah.
piston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old oaken bucket.
Didn't he buy that from somebody?
Bought it from somebody and had somebody pressure test it.
Well, then Goose tore it apart and found that piston, didn't you?
Yeah,
Weren't you
I
the
took
one?
it off. Yeah,
I remember that.
because they said
Yeah.
Red was supposed to check the.
Couldn't figure out what the deal was.
Compression.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, oh, it's okay, you know, whatever, you know,
And it
and
did missing.
Yeah.
took that off and
Took
Took
the
the
head
head off.
plug
And
in
Goose says,
that
"What's
thing."
all this string around here?"
When somebody told me that, I just couldn't believe it because what do I know about engines? I was just a kid, 16 or something like that. What do you mean a wooden piston?
Yeah.
They had a wooden block in the cylinder, and there were no connecting rod hooked to the
Yeah,
crankshaft.
they just blocked her off.
Good runner on 7 cylinders.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ran decent.
Well, that car's been known to run on 7.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you could probably time them to run pretty good.
Yeah.
I think.
Does everybody
Switch a plug
Yeah, you
around
could-
it too.
does everybody remember what they called Roger Sunoco? The raciest station in the nation. The raciest station in the nation. Yeah.
Well, look at all the
Yeah.
race cars that was in there, or people. Johnny Klotz got his started in there.
Yep.
He used to have that blue Oldsmobile convertible that he.
90 mile an hour constantly.
Yeah, he'd come in the driveway 90 mile an hour.
Oh, yeah.
He never run that slow leaving. But
I did a lot of riding with him. I helped him on his race cars for a couple of years. And he wasn't crazy.
Oh, he
a lot of
wasn't.
people they called him that. He just liked to go fast.
Well,
Yeah.
some guys have it in them. They like to go fast.
He just loved
Yeah.
to go fast.
But Klotz was in there. My brother Dick and Klotz started out together with that 49 Chevy.
I worked on that car.
Yeah. He used
That
to-
was a
he used to drive the back streets down out to South Anthony.
yeah,
Yeah.
drive it out South Anthony and race it out there. And then Dick got brave and started running figure eights. And Klotz says, "I don't want no part of that." That's what he built his own. He had a body shop down there on Pontiac Street.
I won the first figure eight race out there.
Oh yeah.
The very first one.
AC.
Yes, changed my, I was only, 18, I think?
Yeah, something like that, and change your name.
AC.
Who?
Yeah.
AC? Who?
It was,
And then I think Roger referred to you as Ace for the rest of your life,
That's
didn't
right. I called him Rojo, and
he? Yeah.
That figure eight, I don't know. They ran it for a long time out
one
there.
season I remember. I think I won the first one and the last one with 2 different cars.
I've got a trophy up at the museum that Bob Harper won one. They give a trophy about the same size as this one here. His daughter brought it back. I don't know if you guys know, but Bob Harper died about 6-8 months ago. He was living out in Missouri with his daughter and
I
passed
did
away
hear
out
that.
there.
I think I did hear that. Yes.
And she brought it back this spring.
I used to work with Bob. It was like on Saturday nights. Worked
Okay.
down to the station, and he had a, I don't know, his own Cadillac, 47 or 8, and he wanted to tear it apart. He worked for this used car guy. I can't think of who it was at the time, but he says, yeah, go back and, I never done it before. He said, go back and pull the head off that thing. I said, well, I've never done that. Well, time to learn. You know? So he kind of, I went back there and started tearing it apart. So.
There wasn't anything Roger didn't get into that, I mean...
He always wanted to put a third bay on that station to do more tune-up
Yeah.
work.
I remember the first time I saw you do a 4-barrel carburetor.
Yeah.
And I was just amazed. I thought, how in the heck is he ever going to get that thing back together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Jess used to come down there, Jess
Jess.
Lewis.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Rebuild transmissions.
He'd
that
tear
all
them
back
things
into the
down in
truck.
there, and
Or
all
van
over
or
the bay
whatever.
would be parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
can
And I'd look
remember.
at that and I said, there isn't any way that guy's going to put that together.
He did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Everybody learns a little bit at a time, and it all adds up. Goose taught me how to do points and plugs. You probably don't remember that, but I was, I didn't know anything. What the heck did I know? But how do you put points in, Butch? I'll show you. And he did. Did it from then on.
put them in, set the
Yeah.
feeler
And
gauge on
actually,
it.
there wasn't anything to it, but to a young kid,
Yeah.
who's only 15 years old, and you don't even know what's making the engine go around. you want to know those things. At least I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're afraid that when you open the hood, you just close it back up,
Yeah.
take it in
Yeah,
That's
somewhere.
about it
Yeah, we're back to
nowadays.
square one,
Yeah.
basically.
That's about it
Hate it.
nowadays.
Well, they run them all on computers now. I remember when I worked for Rice Ozonville in 1958. That's when the computer, the oscilloscope that they had on radios through the 30s, that's when we started using them on automobiles. And Don Legler, the Sun representative, and I
He had the
used to-
sun scoop.
Yeah,
I went to that.
sun scope, and we used to take and bug the cars out there at night and see what kind of a picture we got on that scope, and then he'd write it down. And the very first book that Sun came out with was from right out there, Rice Ozonville. What one with a burned valve looked like, one where the spark plug was fouled out looked like, and one that with a blowed head gasket, and that was all done right out there. And then I don't know. We never did have a scope at Rogers.
He had a
He had a
screen
s-
thing.
He had a Sun machine.
He had a Sun machine.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a Sun machine.
Yeah.
didn't you?
Later
Fit
on.
timing and
I could tell you, I
Yeah.
could tell you a lot.
Well,
That Sun machine
yeah, it
did.
did.
Yeah, it did.
Tell you
Tell you a
blood
lot.
pressure
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that stuff.
You used to take that.
Remember, it had that time light on it, and you just, you know.
Yeah, the timing light set the timing, but you used to take that gas analyzer, had a Wheatstone bridge, and you put it in the exhaust
Yeah.
pipe, and the rich and lean mixture,
Yeah.
what you could set the carburetor with. That's good for idling, but it had nothing to do with 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But getting back to the racing part of it, like you said, it was a racing station in the nation in there, and well, Roger always did have a race car.
Yep.
And
I can't ever remember him not having one,
and
or not starting. If it was wrecked at the end of the season, it wasn't long before a new one showed up there.
he got down in Florida. He got a car. Had a
Yeah.
car down there.
Yeah, he had a car
By the
down
name
there in
of Butch
Florida.
drove it.
Yeah, he did.
he was a retired police officer or a police officer down there.
I think he was. I remember I was down there, and Roger asked me if I wanted to get in it.
Red Farmer. He bought it off a Red Farmer.
Is
Yeah.
that white one that they're running?
The coupe he had down in Florida.
Oh, no, it wasn't a
black
coupe.
one, but
The last picture that he gave me when I was down there one time, he gave me a picture. They were running a number 1 or number 2, and it was a white Chevrolet
Yeah.
Yeah, he never had a
Camaro or
Chevrolet, I
something
don't
like
think.
that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he
it
was
something
just
different.
he was on the
Can't
team.
remember.
oh.
It wasn't his. It was just one that he was working on. He was, pretty much done with the station. He was working at the
City.
for
City.
the
City
city,
for Old
the
Cove.
fire, and then there's some guys racing down there. Of course, he attached himself to that and was their mechanic.
The only reason he closed the station because I think Sunoco wanted to turn it into a convenience store,
Yeah.
and he didn't want any part of that.
Well, it was a convenience store then because he had that rooster that he had in there, old
Laying
Red.
eggs. No, roosters don't lay eggs, but
No, they had-
yeah,
he had
He had
chickens in the
chickens
back.
that did
yeah.
lay eggs,
Laid eggs. And
Oh, yeah.
I was down there. This was 58. I went down there with my truck camper and stayed around Florida for about 2 weeks. I was over to the races, and
68 or 58.
58.
He didn't
He
leave.
didn't
Wait
leave
a
until
minute.
he didn't leave until
68.
All right, that
yeah.
makes
No,
sense.
it was 78.
All right.
I was going to say, yeah, 78.
70.
Bring her
I
up,
get-
Because
yeah.
68, I was still working for him, 68, yeah.
78, because that was the new truck that I had, and I got down there and the radiator was plugged up on it. And we had to pull the radiator out and flush the thing out, and it was, I don't know, the antifreeze that he said it was, what we used back here, plugged the thing up. But down there, they didn't use any antifreeze. But that was in February. I was down there for about 2 or 3 weeks. And,
Brother and I went down there in a motorhome one time and parked right in his lot,
yeah,
and that was a ball. That was you could actually do anything you wanted to down there. I mean, Roger kind of thing. We went to Daytona,
yeah.
Speed Weeks,
That was just, I don't know, about an hour and a
about
half.
an hour away.
Yeah. Then Disney World was just down the street,
About a half hour.
half-hour down
Yeah.
the street there, and
That's
turn
what brought
away.
him down there.
And
Was
I
Disney.
know I went to Disney World a couple times, or Disneyland, whatever it is down there.
Roger loved it down there. He liked heat too, I think, because it got hot down there.
Yeah. Roger came out of South Dakota, I think.
Yakima.
Well, his dad lived in Yakima, Washington, but I think he migrated in here from the Dakotas.
Yeah, that's where they were living.
Oh, he was
Yeah.
part Indian, wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
According
I-
to Jenny.
I have no idea.
We talked to her about
Yeah,
it the last
I
time
don't-
we were down there, and
I
she
don't
said
think that they
everybody
are.
said that. He said he didn't have.
Well, they used to kid him about it.
didn't
anyhow.
have no Indians on. He said you look
Yeah.
like Indian. You
Yeah,
look
dark as
Dark
one.
complected, yeah.
I met
she
Roger's
claims
dad.
no.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gus.
Yeah.
Gus was Roger's dad.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
When Roger had his Sunoco station, his brothers followed him here. He was here first, and then Ed, and then Donnie. I can remember when Donnie got out of the service. He'd been in the service, and he showed up, and he come in the driveway faster than Klotz.
He scared me.
Yeah.
I can remember driving with Donnie.
We rode a
Oh, I-
motorcycle sideways.
Well, all I know is I was just a young kid, but I was hanging on with dear life, going from one side of town to the other. I couldn't believe how fast
He liked to
he
jump out of planes, too.
Did he?
Loved skydiving.
Well,
Whatever.
Donnie flew an airplane. He
Yeah.
crashed it out somewhere
Did he?
with his wife and
Yeah.
kids in it.
I went up with him a couple times.
Yeah, remember
you're
the time you
brave.
and me was up,
Yeah.
turned us upside down? Wait a minute here, what is this?
Said, did you ever look at Earth
What
in
is
the
this
face?
down here?
He said no, and he went. You're like, I think you're gonna fall out.
Well, he had a station there on Coliseum where that it's Coliseum and
now.
Clinton
Long
Street.
John Silver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
John
it's Long
Silver's.
John Silver's now.
Yeah.
He had a station there, and then Ed had a Sunoco station on Meyer Road and 30, and then he ended up down on Wells and State.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
State
well,
in Parnell for a long time.
Did he?
Yeah, he was
Yep.
there at State Parnell for a long, long
State
time.
Parnell.
Then he
Yeah,
went
he
down
did.
Yeah,
like
he got the
Yeah.
station
Then
up on
Wells
the hill,
and
and he
State
let
then.
Lenny
Yeah.
run the one on State in
I think they
Parnell.
built a
They
new
had two
station.
at
Wasn't that a
one
new
time.
station?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time there were 3 Reinholdts Sunoco
Yes,
stations
they
Running
had
3
Sunoco
stations.
stations, yes.
I worked for Downey for about a year and a half.
Did you?
out at Coliseum.
Yeah. 60, 61, first part of 62.
Yeah.
I worked for him for a while.
Out there.
I used to, well, what was across the street from there? Was it John Ramp, the Mercury dealer?
No.
John
Harry-
Ramp was
Harry Wan-
downtown.
Phillips 66 station was on
There was a Mercury dealer
One
right across the
side.
street from him
uh,
years ago.
that Standard station was across the street, and then Northcrest was on the other
Yeah.
corner. But I used to sit in there and look out. All of those old round doctor's offices and stuff are.
Oh, yeah.
It was all just woods.
Well, it's
and
clear
land.
to,
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
to that.
And,
You
and
can't today.
while I was working there, they built that where the Scott store is. It was called the Giant Store.
Yeah.
And the guy was the engineer, the head engineer, used to come buy his gas and get his car service in the station there. But
Yeah, Donnie had U-Haul trailers for rent in there.
Yeah.
you all
Yeah.
and some travel trailers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunoco.
Sunoco was a good brand then, and I don't know, you don't see too many of them around like they.
No, not
Like
anymore,
they
you
did
don't,
down
not
here.
too many.
Even though
I
it's-
don't think there's only one four-way in there, one or two.
I don't know.
I don't think there's too many of them.
Right
not
down
too many
south,
of
though,
them.
aren't there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're all around.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you, I check my gasoline when I pour it in my mowers and things like that at home, and I think all the tank farms here in Huntington, I think all the gas that comes out of Toledo into that tank farm is Sunoco because it's all blue. Very seldom you ever get any yellow gas,
Yeah,
which Shell would be using.
yeah.
But everything is, I don't know if it was 180 or 200. But that was another thing with Rogers. You had two brands of gasoline, regular
We
and
had a
Epic.
select pump.
Yeah.
And
You
then they
could
come
go-
out with
yeah.
that select.
The custom blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunoco
You
come
could
out
get
with
out and
custom
you could
blend.
Turn the knob
You can
and
turn the knob and
Yeah.
260, 240,
They had
or,
that-
you know.
They had that
Yeah.
little button sticking out with a seal on. We used to clip the seal, push it in, and then you could get the 280, get the full 102
Yeah.
octane, I think it was, something like that.
Yeah.
And that was about the highest you could get it at. Well, Gulf Crest at that time was about 101 octane too. But
well, airplane gas. They used to say it was 100 octane, and we used to go out to Smith Field and get 5 gallons at a time to run it in a race car. It wasn't anything great.
No.
When you didn't have enough horses to drink that kind of gas,
Yeah.
why bother? It runs just as good on 80 octane.
Yeah.
Gas was 5 gallons for $1.
Yeah.
When I was
20 cents a
pumping it.
gallon.
yeah, this guy used to come in and get his car worked on all the time, and oil changes and stuff. Is a 57 oils. This is maybe on 58, or after they got the blend pump,
Yeah.
The blends come out in about 58, I think. But he got his car service, and usually he only put a couple, $3. Oh, go ahead and fill it up. Put this $2.40 in. Fill this thing up, and it was about $7. And the guy was there.
Big bucks.
Oh yeah, a lot
Back
of money
then, you
back
could fill
then.
your tank up on $3 or $4. You know, yeah.
It used to be you pulled in the filling station, you checked the gas and filled it up with oil. Now
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But all the businesses that benefited from Roger, right in that neighborhood, right across the street was a Pickwick, right next door was Skyway, and then there's a flower shop that we were talking
Flower
about
shop, yeah, across the
right
street.
across the street.
Rocky used to live up right up yours.
And,
Yeah.
Did
and,
you live upstairs?
Yeah.
I guess I
should
kind of, I
remember
guess
that.
I remember that.
Hackle
I helped
Bar,
you up
Hack,
a step.
yeah, Hacklebarth, yeah. Oh, Harry Hacklebarth, right?
he had
Yeah.
liquor salesman.
Yeah,
And
liquor
his wife
salesman,
and
yeah.
boy ran that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that across the
Lazoff,
street.
Carl Lazoff run the shoe shop there.
Shoe shop,
He was
yeah.
the last one out,
Yeah.
I guess. I saw Carl. I stopped down there one time, and you thought it was Old Home Week. Walked in there, see Carl, and hey, and just. But he's gone now. He closed her up finally.
Yeah.
You remember Harry when he had that Chrysler,
Yeah.
big yellow Chrysler? I think he was a liquor salesman.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
He was coming in from Ohio. He smoked cigars. He's coming in from Ohio. And that cigar somehow got in the back seat.
Burned the seat out of it.
Well, he pulled into the station. That thing was on fire. Eyes was watering and damn near dead. And got the fire out, got him out of the car, and said, "Well, why didn't you stop somewhere else? Why I do all my business down here?"
Yeah. I'll make it back to Roger Sunoco. That's where I do my business, yeah.
When they got him out of the car, he saes, "There's something smoky in here." He says,
Yeah,
"I
he
don't
says,
understand
something's
it."
wrong with this car.
Eyes are watering.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I know one night we was working there, it was in the wintertime, the bus stopped right in front of Roger Sunoco, and so there was a curb area about as long as this room, and then it was all driveway. This lady had it was a Ford as I recall, and she slid across Pontiac Street and hit that curb and breaks the wheel off.
I remember that car. It was about a '54 Ford.
Yeah, about
Oh,
a
yeah.
53 or 54 Ford. Then she gets out of the car. She's headed the wrong direction of Pontiac Street anyway. She gets out of the car, walks to the station, and says, "Can you guys put my spare tire on?"
Oh.
There's nothing to bolt
Nothing to put it on.
Remember the lady that we did a brake job on that came back next day just kind of mad. Went out and opened up the trunk and said, "You never even touched this one."
Oh no.
There were some interesting people come in there. They'd come in, especially on Friday night. They'd come in, get their check, gas up the car, and the whole parking lot would be full. There was no place to park your car anymore because there's either at the Pickwick or they were next door to Skyway. Yeah. And then we always hung out after the races at the Pickwick. Come back, bring the race car back there, or mine I always took to New Haven. But he ended up at the Pickwick, and
Eventually.
it was Klein Richard and the other two brothers,
The Sweet Boys.
Sweet Boys.
Bob and
Yeah.
Ken.
Yeah.
They weren't quite tuned in.
Well,
When Klein Richard bought it, that place come alive.
yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did.
But,
Yes, it did. He's spruced it up. Yes, he did.
They kept the economy going in there. The people that come in from Sunoco, from the Sunoco
From the
station.
station.
'Cause
Yeah.
I can remember a lot of times during the week you'd go over there after work, and Strip Matter would be in there, my brother would be in there, Gil Baker, Harper, you guys, us guys, and everything, and it was they had a bowling machine in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In
Real
the back.
quick.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah.
all about that.
Yeah.
That's before you got the pool table.
That's
Yeah.
and that bowling machine, we were on there, all in there drinking one night, and Arlo Polly was in there. Of course, Arlo's not with us today, but he should have been. But a couple of them guys from down south got on that bowling machine and then got to fighting among themselves. And then they pulled out their knives and their guns and couldn't take care of each other.
Oh, wow.
Arlo was sitting in the booth, and I don't know, maybe he had too much to drink or anything, and the guy's got that gun hanging out, and Arlo walks over to him, puts his arm up, he says, "These knives don't scare me," and the guy squeezed the trigger and went right on up through the roof.
Oh no.
Then remember the guy with the pigeons that raced the pigeons in there? He used to come in there, he'd he'd have pigeons around there in a loft, and on weekends and everything, they'd take them out.
Your
and-
dad had pigeons, didn't he? For a while?
No, well, we had a couple, but I think he's talking about Kenny Dre. He lived a couple houses from us, and in
Yeah.
the barn,
Oh,
yeah, he had
oh,
a
yeah.
bunch of
He had a
pigeons.
loft full of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they would take homing pigeons. They
Yeah.
would like take them 50, 100 miles away even,
Yeah.
and they'd drop them, and then the first one to make it back to their coop or
Yeah,
whatever was
their
the
log.
winner. Yeah, the log.
Yeah.
That's an old English custom. I guess they do that over in England, but that was done right there at Pickwick. That was another form of racing that they had out there.
Yeah.
He's talking about Arlo. Remember the night his girlfriend got into a drag race with Helen
Wendy Cole's car
and Wendy Cole's car
Yeah.
and totaled it.
down at Pontiac Street,
Pontiac and Anthony.
That-
I was there that night.
Yeah.
Tore that car completely apart.
Oh, she rolled it about 6 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When she came through that intersection, hit that curb in the thing, it was
And
Wendy Cole's
to this day,
car.
I don't even know what they were arguing about.
Wendy said he had a faster car. Helen Haggerty and that girl got out there and took off from right there
Donna
in front of the
was her
station
All right. Oh, yeah.
and headed east, side by side, right down Pontiac Street.
Oh.
About what, 11:30, 12 o'clock at night?
They had to be doing 100 when they hit Anthony.
Yeah.
And you know how
she
that
hit that
splits
curb.
up down there?
Yeah.
And
She didn't split. She went
She
right
just
through
went
it.
through it.
Really?
Right there, yeah.
totaled Wendy's car.
Completely total. I don't know how she lived through that.
Yeah.
That was amazing to me.
Well,
She had no seatbelt on.
yeah, I was going to say, there probably no seatbelts.
No?
Back then.
And just
I remember
the
going
grace
down there
of
with-
God. She did
Running down
die.
there with Wendy, and Wendy grabbed a hold of me and said, "Is that my car?" And I said, "That's what's left of it."
There wasn't much left of it. But your brother used to hang around in there, Danny.
Yeah.
I got some pictures. Roger's got one. Danny. Remember that? Well, that was the night that we found out how much money Roger had in his back pocket. Was the night that I'd closed up my station and came over there. We were going to go down to Huddle Barbecue and get some barbecue ribs. I was going out to Rogers and play cards.
It's good ribs down there.
And we'd got a case of beer at the Pickwick and threw that in the trunk of that Pontiac. The Pontiac belonged to a guy by the name of a used car dealer there where State and Wells is, Larry Ringel. That was a 57 Pontiac fuel injected, one of those special fuel injected, not a pressurized carburation. And we're going north on Lafayette Street at about 70 mile an hour. 6 of us in that car, and we're going underneath the viaduct, and Danny Perry comes up and smacks us on the back bumper. With that Cadillac he had.
Oh, the 52.
And we come out on top of that knob, probably about 100 miles an hour. And Huddle Barbecue's on the left-hand side, we're on the right-hand side, so I pee-whistle that thing in the alley. People are flying all directions, getting out of the way. Well, we thought this was funny. I'm going to back out on Lafayette Street and go across the street when Floyd Half stuck that flashlight right in my eyes. Just get out of that car.
Big Floyd.
Big Floyd.
I remember the night or the day that Danny and I think his name was Nichols or something got in a fight.
Wayne Nichols.
Was it Wayne Nichols?
Yeah.
Danny just pulverized that guy. I mean, pretty bad. Guy went home, got all cleaned up, and come back.
I think they had a beer together then.
Yeah, he went. He asked Danny. He says, "You want any more than me?" And Danny looked at him and said, "You're the one that."
Yeah. I remember that.
Well, Floyd Half wasn't happy with us that night. And George Lazoff was on the police department. All the police that used to come in there, they spent the
Had
next
the
3
Lido
hours
boys.
trying to get us out of that one, but Floyd wouldn't buckle. They locked us up.
So much for that.
Yeah.
Who was
That was
the
it.
short, kind of stubby one that come in there all the time? Was a cop at Gardner's.
Virgil?
Oh, Virgil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virgil Gaskell. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Virgil.
Yeah.
Bought
Him
a
and-
couple of tires off of him.
Him and
Yeah,
Big.
that's
We were down
typical.
in X car down at Gardner's
Yeah.
with beer. It was
Yeah.
me and Rusty and
Yeah. Harold. Harold.
Eck.
That's when you guys sit up in right at the point with the top down.
And Eck was drinking beer. Nobody else was. And he saw it. And we went to jail.
Yeah.
Virgil had you put in?
Gus did.
Gus
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Virgil tried to stop it.
Well, I believe
Yeah.
Gus would have,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't think Virgil.
No, not Virgil. Not Virgil would have. No, he was just there by his time.
He's just a good old guy.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Virgil.
Got down there at jail and everybody was locked up and I think I was 14. Something like that. And I finally told somebody how old I was and they got me out of there pretty quick. Rusty had to call your dad, I think.
Did
Your dad said, just sit down there, you know, you made your bed.
But there's a lot of fun things went on there
Oh, yeah.
at the Sunoco station.
Yes.
Getting back to the clientele that was in there, it was a lot of, everybody worked in a factory or something like that. There were
A lot of people working at International Harvester
it was
at that
working
time.
class.
Yeah, a
There
lot of
were
people
no,
worked at International Harvester at that time.
big buck
Yeah.
people, or if they
Yeah.
were, we didn't know them. They didn't
No.
come in there.
No,
And,
No,
you know,
it was just a group of,
Average guy.
yeah, average
Yeah,
people.
it was-
Yes.
I was going to say that the guy
They
that
like
took
to
the
drink
door,
beer and go fast.
the guy that took the doors off his car was so average. What was his name?
Jake.
Jay
Zimmerman. Oh my God. I'm telling you, it was his wife made a comment about not opening the door for because she wanted to get in the car, and he told her, he says, "I'll show you," and he took the doors off his car.
Put that little
And had a
rod.
steel
And had a
rod.
rod,
It had
the
a
steel
steel rod
rod,
running across. Yeah.
Then he,
I think he did it right over at the station, didn't he? He fired up and had
Yeah.
fired up the acetylene torch and
Just
cut the
cut
door
it
handles
right
right
off.
off of it.
I don't know what he ever did with that car afterwards, but, and I can only remember him doing it, seeing him once, you know, and escorting his wife, sat her down
Yeah.
and shutting the door for rod, sliding the rod and hooking it on and driving away
Yeah.
down Pontiac Street. But it only takes once to burn it in your memory.
Another guy,
Yeah.
another guy used to get a little out of
And the guy-
neutral was Lauren.
Pardon?
Lauren.
All
right?
right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was,
Watusi.
you had to watch
Yeah,
him.
Watusi. Yeah.
I
He
like
was-
Lauren.
He was different.
He was different.
Yeah.
You know,
He's still.
He's mellowed.
He's still.
well, I'm
still
sure
living,
they-
ain't he? I mean, he's
I-
still
oh,
around.
Yeah,
no,
as far as I
imagine
know, he's
he
still
is.
around. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
think
they-
so. I think he
but,
is. I haven't heard any different.
I think he was the one that got rowdy down at the Pickwick and took about 7 or 8 cops to haul him in.
Oh.
By the time it was all done.
A lot of them didn't want to answer the call when they
Yeah.
found out.
Oh,
when they
yeah.
found out it was Lauren, right?
Who is it, Lauren? No, I'm staying away. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one that Hotel Van Orman used to have that coffee shop, and that's
Java,
where
Java shop.
Java shop or something, and everybody hung out after midnight or after the taverns closed, and they'd be in the Java shop, and one of the motorcycle cops stopped and left the motorcycle running and went into the Java shop. Lauren gets on, is running down the one-way street the wrong direction
Yeah.
with the lights on, the siren on.
That night out in South Anthony.
Oh, that was the night of nights.
He damn near caused a riot out there, I think.
Well, next to it, we couldn't get him stopped. He thumped Arnie Hartman and I a couple times. I thought I got hit by a car. I was doing the flagging that night,
That's right.
and we put them 6x6s out across the racetrack to stop him. He was running over them like timber.
What did he do? Jump in the car and just
Jumped in his own car and had a girl in the car with him.
Danny Lane.
And he's running around the racetrack wide open.
Really?
This is after the races was over with. And we turned out the lights, and he just turned his lights on and kept at it. And
Cliff Still was there. He even had a gun on him for a while.
yeah,
We
and
couldn't stop him.
we put some plank across the racetrack, and he was bouncing over them, and we got him stopped over by the pit area. And Arnie Hartman and I decided we're dumbest move of our life. We're going to get him out of the car. We opened the door, and man, it's like a mule kicking.
Really?
Yeah, that was Lauren.
Oh, man. Gee. Well, you know, I don't know. The guy had that look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you say, you be real careful about the way you talk to him.
Yeah.
You're always nice
If
to
you was
Lauren.
involved in something, you want Lauren on your side.
Yeah.
You want Lauren on your
You know,
side.
another guy that a lot of people feared but was really gentle was Tank.
Yeah, Tank Gerardo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just a good guy.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't much
Yeah.
of a,
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't mean
Yeah.
or anything like that. He was big enough to be mean.
Yeah.
Everybody has their encounters.
Yeah.
His
Rocky,
wife
you
was
got
working
some
his bike,
pictures.
You know, yeah.
What do you got there, Rocky?
Well, we need to probably move on before we run out of time here.
Yeah,
and
we'll
talk about
got a few minutes left here.
September 9th. That is from 1965,
Yeah.
Rogers Coupe. Before that, Frank Myers drove it. I drove it in 65, and then
Well, let's get it up here where we can get it on.
because Frank bought Klotz's car.
Yeah.
So I drove that for a year, and then after my back surgery, then I went back to open wheel racing after that. And I think Frank got back in the car again.
Which one of them did we take to Dayton that time? This one?
I believe, yeah, I still remember that. We got it.
Yeah, we took it down there, and Roger said it had a half-mile gear in it.
Yeah, it was a mile track, wasn't it?
No, that was a half-mile
Was that a
high
half
bank.
mile?
Half-mile high bank.
I know it's a high bank.
It was wound tight halfway down the straightaway.
Yeah.
That's just a real good picture of Roger.
Yeah.
That was at Hoosier 200,
Doesn't he look
Ooh,
Indian
that's
to
a
you?
good.
one of the first ones.
Yeah, he
does.
always did to me too. Always
You can see
did.
it on the
but-
screen.
We made the
Yeah, that's a good.
made
yeah,
the
that's a
Hoosier
good picture.
200 with that car, running against a lot
Oh,
of
yeah,
overheads.
that's a good
A lot of
picture,
guys
Roger.
from Pennsylvania and all over.
Yeah. That's-
Ring and Pinion went out in a feature,
Yeah.
but we ran good with it.
Yeah.
That's the one that his brother Ed, I gave him a shot of this, and every time I see him, he said, you know, I 2 or 3 times a month I get that picture out and look at it, and he said I get all choked up. He sees his
Who was
brother.
saying that?
Ed.
Oh, really?
Rhino,
Yeah,
Edwin,
right,
yeah.
yeah,
His brother.
yeah.
This is a sprint car that we put together and painted when Roger was pretty sick. We would have liked to have a coupe painted up with a 1 on it.
You
and
know, I'd like to
everything.
get this in on the record, just for the heck of it, that when I was down there right before he died,
Mhm.
and we were sitting there together, you were there that weekend. And, you know, we
Eating in the kitchen.
had all got
Yeah.
together and whatever, and he looked at me, and he just kind of says, you know, he says I'm 1 lap down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way he put it, the fact
Yeah.
that he was dying. He never wanted to tell you he's dying or
Yeah.
he wasn't
Yeah.
going to last,
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah,
his
he
comment to me, he says, I'm one lap down.
Yeah.
Anyway, we
Yeah.
painted this car all up and lettered it, and Studinsky lettered it, painted his colors, and put him on as the chief mechanic, and I sent all that stuff down to him, and he really enjoyed it. Got a big kick out of that.
That wasn't the sprint car we had down there. Well, we run, my brother and I and Dino, and
No, this car comes way after that.
yeah,
But,
that's quite a sprinter.
yeah. But at any rate, they were supposed to have induct him into the Hall of Fame last Saturday, which got rained out.
Yeah.
Now it's been rescheduled for September 9th.
9th, yeah,
This show should air next Wednesday, right?
probably
Hopefully.
can, yeah.
And then the following Saturday of the same week, he'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame. His brother Edwin Rhino should be there to accept the award on that program, and I made special effort to go get the information from Jim Stovall, and he had it all wrote out for me, and that's laying on my kitchen table. Anyway, that program on the 9th is he started a new division to get new people started in racing, and they're going to be running front-wheel drive cars along with their regular programs. But several tracks have got front-wheel cars running, and they've got maybe 10 or 15 cars at each track. He's got about 10 or 15 at Bearfield. And they're used to running for $250 a race. Well, he went out and got a sponsor. They're going to run a 33-lapper for the front-wheel drive cars. He's paying $1,000 to win. Good money all the way back. So they're expecting he's got the payoff made up for 33 cars. So that's going to happen along with Roger's induction. And
Yeah.
everybody that's been involved, all these guys in this picture are all invited to come out there and mention their name at the ticket booth, and they'll be admitted free to be a part of this ceremony. So everybody's invited.
I'll have my camera out there also, so we'll have shots of that.
What time would they be?
The gates open at 5. Racing starts about 7, and
It's about 9:30.
that induction into the Hall of Fame will probably be about during intermission out on the front straightaway. So it'll be a pretty nice ceremony.
So you think it'd be around 9 o'clock?
9:30, yeah, right in there, yeah.
You know, you talk about trying to get new kids, new people into racing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these guys, Frank and, you know, a lot of these guys got into this. Remember, they had to run the modifieds at South Anthony.
Yeah.
And then they thought, well, we got this idea to run these hobby stocks. I think that's where a lot of guys got into racing at that time, and then
Yeah.
it just progressed. And
Right.
Well, remember that old, we got pictures of it up in the museum, that old 51 Ford that belonged, I don't know who it belonged to, but I think it belonged to Bob Harper, that I drove out there, that Heidenreich put the Band-Aid on the quarter panel. The thing would jump all over it, and it had no shocks or that on it. That was the start of late model, because people couldn't afford the modifieds. And we all ran them modifieds, but Dick Good and all them guys from South Bend come down there. All we ever seen was the back end of those guys. And no, we went to late models then, and it's took off ever since.
When do you speak of the front wheel drives that are going, or is that like rice burners or what?
Well, anything.
Anything that'll run a front wheel drive?
The new, I don't know from what you're on, you know, most of your late model cars are all,
Well, of course they are.
engines are crossways and they're front wheel drive,
Yeah.
so. that's
Getting
what
back
they're-
to that, I started racing again in early 80s.
Yeah.
Had a Chevy Nova. And it changed so much. Those guys had $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 in their cars. There wasn't any way to get their money back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the trouble now. I stopped over to Joe Brooks the other day. There's a guy who works for Joe over there that he runs at the Coliseum, and that he's starting truck racing around here. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's going to be diesel truck racing, big engines, and dirt tracks only. They're trying to get this thing off the ground right now. I don't know what all. Have to go over and talk to the guy if you really want to know the particulars, because I didn't write any of it down. But diesel trucks and I don't know, 10,000 RPM and stuff like that. Dirt tracking it. And he says the reason why they're going dirt tracks, anybody can watch asphalt track on TV. And
Well, the point I was trying to make, when we were racing, you just wanted to get your money back.
yeah,
I mean, you didn't care about
If you could.
if you could.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of times you didn't. These guys today are going out there knowing they're going to lose
yeah.
10, 15,000 a year. There isn't any way to get it back.
Well,
They're
you know,
doing it
that,
for the sport of it, I guess. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Well, you could love it, but after a while, you know, it gets pretty expensive.
well,
Yeah.
back when we started racing, our object at the end of what we could see, the horizon, was the Indianapolis 500. Today, people start racing, and what the horizon for them is NASCAR. Whether you go to ARCA, the Busch race, they end up in a Cup race. Because oval wheel racing right now isn't the part that everybody wants. We're down to the last 60 seconds, gentlemen. Like I say, this is the fastest 1 hour you'll ever set. And no commercials or anything like that. And we get down to
Just race.
just race. And what I liked about the show today is nobody cheated. Nobody showed up with a 4-barrel carburetor and tried to pass it off as a 2-barrel. Nobody had any big racing slicks. And, but I think all in all it was an enjoyable reminisce of how we seen Roger Sunoco through our eyes.
Through our lives.
And
It was.
I know that
Yes, it was an enjoyable time. Those were very enjoyable times.
that was the good times of your
That
life.
was the good times.
Yeah.
That was the good
So-
times. Yes, it was.
My dad would pull under the pump, get that big Pontiac, get $1 worth of gas. The first thing he'd say is,
$1.50.
$1.50 was it?
Yeah. It was never anything more than $1.50
Said,
nor
you seen
less.
what you were billed today?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I haven't
couldn't
seen
get
him for about a week.
You couldn't get a gallon of gas today for $1.50. You couldn't fire up
I
your
don't.
lawnmower.
I don't know why he always got $1.50.
I think he always figured he wasn't going to keep that car that long.
That or maybe he.
Or to have you tune it up and
he-
take it out on
he's
the highway
afraid
and
to
run
have
100
it.
mile an hour.
Then he sold real estate, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's probably afraid to have it on full. So the person who is showing the real estate to is driving him all around. I don't know what.
Yeah, but if you had 50 customers during the day, half of them only got $1 or $2.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them just
Yeah.
Give me a
Well,
dollar.
you're right. There wasn't too. I can remember
Some
people
of them 50 cents.
Yeah.
people coming up and handing me dollar bills that were so
That's the
worn.
way it is, gentlemen.
And whatever.
It'd be nice when you hear the music starting. It's
It's over already?
Yep,
It's
there
over.
we go.
Yep, there we go.
Stand.
It's on the screen.
I never will forget one time when Big Ed come in and wanted his license plate put on. I was working. I put his license plate on, charged him 50 cents. Man,
He had a fit.
Just about had a fit.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah. Well, if he comes in, his big figure of the week is $1.50 for gas, I'm going to charge him 50 cents for his license plate.
10 more laps to go. My 66 model has been raring to go. I worked a lot of hours getting her ready to go. Fixing up the engine so she won't blow. I'll be a winner, I know.
One time
10 more laps.
I had that little black 42